Yes, our games they run a bit long. That happens. And they are very tough sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to explain the rules for Mission Red Planet before you guys pick your starting missions. So you're only going to have one starting mission. And during the game... because of the way this is set up, like your name is sitting right in the middle of the round marker player token,
nice.
So it looks like a frame.
That's cool. I don't want to mess with it now.
Everyone should try to line theirs up that way.
I mean, you can slide it up if you want. I can put your name down.
I can slide it up. I was just being silly. There you go. Oh, it's like a Centauri headpiece.
It does look like that.
Not doing Yanio.
So this obviously is Mars. This is Phobos. That over
exist.
there is the Lost in Space Memorial, which apparently is a thing that's going to happen.
Danger,
this is the launching pad.
Danger!
This is the launching pad. These are docked ships, so obviously our astronauts are on them. This is also other ships that we can draw into the game. When we launch ships, we're going to actually just slide them up a bit. So this is a ship that's on its way somewhere, and nobody else can board it. But while they're docked, and these little portholes are open, you could put more astronauts on there. Even easier if you don't mess it up. So it's a very quick game. It's sort of a workery, placement-y kind of game. But what we're going to do, once I explain the rules, we're going to take these cards, we're going to look at the missions, you're going to pick one, and then you're going to give me the remainder cards. I'm just going to shuffle it into the event deck, because you could potentially get these missions back. And then that will finish our setup. We've got our decks of character cards that we've been playing during the game as well. I guess I'll put that up there so that when I show you the rules, it'll make sense. We got these little astronauts because they're so cute. They really are. And so the object of the game, of course, is to earn the most points, and that's by completing mission cards, by gaining resources, and all that fun stuff. I know, it's like we can't really lay these down when we play, I guess. Or can we? Yeah, we could. That would work. So that they don't look like little circles, because if we put them this way, they're just going to look like circles that are holding bats. They kind of look like Motorola symbols. So, so we can, I guess, lay them down this way, or however you want to do it, but that's how I usually do it, so I think it'll work. So there's 10 rounds in the game, which is marked by, there's an astronaut in it, but that's what that little thing over there is. It tracks the rounds. It also tracks some of the phases that occur. So if you notice, some rounds don't have a number, or there's stuff that happens in between rounds, sorry, that are phase markers.
Or after rounds, apparently.
Yeah, and after rounds. The very last one, obviously, is the end of game round, which should have like a little symbol of a planet, I think. Yep, it's got a Marvel ship going by it.
Yep.
And so we're gonna use, that is the first player token as well. So it tracks who the first player is. It helps us track resolution order of cards. It tracks our rounds in the game, and it tracks extra phases that occur between rounds. So there's a lot that thing does.
Well done. Carry a lot of weight.
Yes, it does a good job. And fewer components to put in a box that has way too much room for a few components. Just saying. So there's kind of, in a game round, there are 6 regular things that we do. There's some extra things we'll be able to do in between some rounds, but there are 6 regular actions that you do. You choose a character from your character deck, which involves you laying it face down, and then we will reveal them at a certain time. So you're going to be doing a launch countdown, and when you do that, that's when we reveal our characters in order. Starting with the highest number, working your way to the lowest number. So if you play a card that has the number 9, you will go first. If you play a card that has a 1, you will likely go last. Right. If there is a tie between those resolution cards, so if you go 9 and nobody does anything, and you say 8, and Beth and I both flip our cards, we're going to go clockwise order from the player 1 token. So mine would resolve first, then Beth's. And then you'll say 7, and if anybody has one, until you get to blast off.
Perfect.
And that's what we're going to do. There are a number of different cards. We all have the same character cards. They may only be used once until you play the Recruiter. When you play the Recruiter, all of your cards come back to your hand. But just be aware of that. So if you play the Soldier, it's going to sit there for a while. It's kind of like Libertalia, where your cards are only really played once for a period of time, and then you get them back. Then you resolve the character effects, which is what we were kind of talking about. You land-launched ships. Right now, all of our ships are docked in the landing pad or launching pad. And then you draw new docked ships if you need them. and we assign a new first player, and then we advance the round tracker. So I already talked about choosing your character. We're all going to simultaneously do that during that round. We're going to lay it face down. That's the first step, whatever that card may be. So try to keep it secret for everyone, you know, and then we'll explain we have to explain our cards because obviously nobody's going to be able to read this on the camera because still don't have a great camera. Good camera, but not a great camera. And then we're going to resolve the character effects, just like I talked about. Player 1's going to do the countdown starting with 9, going down to blast off. We talked about ties. Now, when you resolve your character effects, some of your cards may have more than one effect on them. You resolve them in order from top down. You must do them in order from top down. It's very important. You can't just kind of be like, well, the whole card can do this. It has to be done very specifically the way the card is written. It's kind of like Smash Up. You do it exactly the way the card says to do it. Same exact rule here. And again, once a card's been played, it cannot be played again until the recruiter has been used to gain those cards back. Now,
does that mean we can only recruit? Basically, we can only get the cards back once, then, essentially? Or does the recruiter get...
The recruiter comes back with it. So
okay.
The recruiter goes out and grabs some people and brings them back. But yeah, it's literally like an army recruiter. They're still in the army.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Yep. No, you're right. It's not one of those types of deals where it's a throwaway. You will get them multiple times.
Okay.
So depending on what your goal is, you may end up playing with 1 or 2 cards on the recruiter, and then 1 or 2 cards on the recruiter. Okay. The recruiter can't do anything else really, though. So, do you want to be careful about how many times you play them while people are off getting all the resources while you're recruiting people.
Yeah.
Now, some of these cards are going to let you put astronauts. Wow, I'm astronauts. Put some astronauts in that launching pad. You can put some astronauts in these locations. Now, the ship has a capacity. Right now, they're almost all the same, but that will change. Once there are the number of astronauts equal to the number here. Oh, and I probably should show folks on the character card, the number up in the left corner is the number, that's your launch number. But once you reach capacity, the ship launches from the docks. You cannot have any more astronauts in there. So this one can hold 4, this one 3, 3, and 3. And there's some that can only hold 2. So once it's become full, I'll pull these away so we know they've launched and they're on their way to whatever destination they have. So that's, part of resolving character effects is filling the ships and launching them. Then the third thing is landing the launch ship. Each launch ship lands on Mars, unloading all astronauts aboard that ship in the indicated zone. So if multiple, Ian, Beth, and Ashley are on this card, you're all going to the same location, all of your astronauts dump out in that same location. If there's a destination token covering the destination printed on the ship card, you will go to that location instead of what's here. Some of our cards will cause us to change where these ships are actually going. So this ship might be planning on going to Phobos, but a destination token could be put on there that might make it go to, I don't know, Mare Serpentis or whatever. However you say that. What is it? Mare Serpentis. So, you go by whatever is showing at the time. Some will have unknown destinations, in which case you'll put markers on them and that sort of thing. So just be aware of that. Once the ship is landed, you just take that marker off and put it back in the bank. So it can be used for other ships, and the reason why that's important is there's a limited number of them. So,
2 each.
Yep. So you want them to be able to recycle back in. Now, when an astronaut is placed in a zone with a face-down resource token, that resource token is flipped. If you notice, each zone has one. Excuse me. And it reveals what resource is present in that zone, and that's how you get points, is those resources. And after the ship is launched and landed, we'll place it in the discard pile, and during the phase where we refill the ships, we'll refill the docks with new ships that go to new locations. Excuse me. Then we draw the new docked ships, we place them just like normal, and then we assign a new first player. Now, the player who resolved his character effect last during the round becomes the first player during the next round. So you play the lowest number card, lowest denomination card, basically. And then we advance the round tracker up by 1. And you line it up with the next notch. So if you notice, some of the notches do not have numbers on them. They're not considered part of a round. They're a in-between round phase. And so there are multiple phases that are kind of in between them, one of which is the production phase. The production phase is actually the first phase we're going to run into. It's got a circle with a dot in it. Okay. And then there are 3 of them. There's a circle with 2 dots, and then there's a circle with 3 dots. When we enter that phase, what's going to happen is that, excuse me, each zone with a face-up resource, so wherever we landed and we flip those resources, each of those zones are going to produce points. And the way that works is there's point tokens out there, if you notice. And they will produce 1 point token in the first phase. And in the second phase, they'll produce 2. And in the third phase, they will produce 3. Now, sometimes you're just going to use 3 number ones. It depends on who's getting points.
Right.
And how this works is whoever has the most astronauts in the zone receives all the point tokens from that zone. So if in the case where you, Beth, and Ashley went here, let's say Beth and Ashley had 1 astronaut, you had 2, and you go there, you would get all of the points. Now, in the case of a tie, you divide them, and then you round down. So if there's leftover points, they actually stay in that zone. You just put them there. And they could get potentially divided into the next round.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then you kind of stay the first player in between that, because if you notice, we're not going to actually be playing any cards. So you'll advance the track again after we do that phase and take care of the points. We always have to evenly distribute the points, so there are times where like nobody would get points, and they would just sit there until the next phase where we do the points. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then if there are no astronauts in the zone anymore, which can happen, like we could have potentially had some astronauts there and then they got killed, the points just stay there. They get placed in the zone, and that's a very good opportunity to get a lot of points. Then there's 2 other phases. There's the reveal discovery phase, which looks like a
Radiation.
thank you. Why couldn't I remember that word? It's like a radiation symbol. When we get to there, what we're gonna do is whoever the first player is going to flip all of the discovery cards that are in play. We don't have any in play yet. That's what these cards are. There are action cards here, and there are discovery cards here. Discovery cards are going to be placed at different locations on Mars. They get slid underneath. They literally would look like this. I don't think this is a discovery. It's a mission. Whoops. Well, it's not a discovery, but it'll be kind of like that. And so when we get to the reveal discovery phase, we're going to flip these over.
The camera keeps wiggling a lot. I don't know.
That's probably because my chair is against it, I bet. Might be too close to it. Yeah, it's me. I can't help it because I'm moving my hands around so much. But it doesn't look like it's showing on screen like that.
It's not moving now. There it goes.
Yeah, it's not too bad on screen.
Okay. Because it was just wiggling a little bit, then it just started wiggling really bad.
That's why I wish the other camera had the color balance that I was hoping for, because it's an automatic Steadicam. Yeah. So if you hit it, it just literally nothing happens. Like,
We'll just need to eventually build the thing where we'll just screw it in like a ceiling boom.
Yeah, either have a ceiling boom or just have the daylights on it, because essentially what I need to get the color balance to work right with that camera is way more better daylight lights.
Yeah,
lots of them. It literally has to be a supernova in here, or we have to be playing outside during the day.
Right.
In which case it'll look great because it doesn't have white balance. Why? Anyway, but you'll basically flip all of the discovery cards over, and then, we just kind of do what they say, essentially. And then you advance the track one more time, because that's when because those are in between phases.
Right.
And then there's the final scoring phase. In the final scoring phase, the players are going to reveal their mission cards. You may have more than your starting one. It's possible to get more during the game. And then you determine if you completed them successfully. You're going to get points for that. Obviously, you're going to have points from some of your exploration as well. And then you calculate your points as follows. You add points from completed missions. You add the total value of all your collected tokens. And then you add or subtract points from discoveries that affect you. So that's when you flip up, those discoveries some might come to you, some might affect you, some might not. And then essentially you're gonna see if and then we have this mission, which is the most ice. We'll give you 9 points, and it tells you on the bottom how many points you're gonna get. And that one can tie as well. But anyway, you compare your final scores, and the one with the high score obviously wins. But if there's a tie, the tied player who has the largest quantity of point tokens will win the game. If there's still a tie, then you just share the victory. So that makes sense? And then there's 3 types of event cards. There's the discoveries that we were just talking about. there's missions, and then there's actions. Event cards are drawn in some cases when you're dealing starting missions. It might tell you to take an event card or just draw one. And there's a scientist effect, which will get you some event cards sometimes. And discoveries are scientific phenomenons or geographical features that can be found on Mars. When you draw a discovery card, you assign it face down to any outer zone of Mars by physically sliding a portion of the card under the board. At the end of the game, discovery cards provide either a positive or negative effect. So some of those discoveries you're going to know. Like, so if I slide a discovery here and I suddenly want to throw a bunch of astronauts there, there's probably a reason why. And then actions are special effects that can occur at different times in the game. When you draw an action card, you look at it and you keep it face down in your play area, and you keep it hidden until the text, until the scenario that comes up in the text happens. And then we already talked about the destination tokens. The Lost in Space Memorial enshrines the valiant astronauts who died at some point during their Martian expedition.
They did. Oh no, we remember them.
The femme fatale and soldier effects directly kill astronauts who are then sent to the Lost in Space Memorial. Oh. Also, any astronauts aboard the docked ship when it's destroyed by the saboteur are killed and sent to the Lost in Space Memorial. It's not a zone. Phobos acts as an outpost. It's the other kind of off-the-board kind of place. And it's an outpost for colonists headed to Mars. Phobos behaves like the other zones on Mars, except that it's not adjacent to any other zone, and discovery cards cannot be assigned to it. And I don't think there's really anything else that we have to think about. Let me just make sure that we didn't miss anything. There's some card clarification, so if you ever get confused, you can look up in here. And if you need to check the symbols again, we've got that.
Well, I am curious about the femme fatale. Says you replace an opponent's astronaut with one of yours. Does that mean one that's already on Mars, or do you just take one off the board and off your?
Let's see. The replace effect can target astronauts on a docked ship, a launched ship, or any zone of Mars, including Phobos, in which at least one of his own astronauts is already present. Mm-hmm. The replaced astronaut is killed and placed on Lost in Space Memorial.
But where does your replacement
goes where that one, where the one.
But you already have one in that zone. You have
right,
to
so you add another one.
That's what I was wondering. You add one completely from the supply.
Yes, sorry.
I just wondered if you were moving one from someplace else.
No, you're literally, they just show up and kill one of the dudes.
Apparently, yes.
Because they're horrible people.
Well, it's kind of interesting because what it really seems to be is that
she lures them out.
You lure them out and then replace them with you. Like basically, you sneak out and you're like, I'm taking your spacesuit and walk away.
It's like the Abyss, only in space.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so go ahead and look at your missions and select one.
Mission selected.
And then I'll take just stack those up for a second because I have to decide.
These are the ones we're keeping?
No, those are the ones we're not keeping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to try for one that I don't think I can win. And then I will take your missions, thank you. And we're going to shuffle these, and that will be our event deck. And then we'll be ready to start.
Now, we're only going to get to do one of these before those ships launch, correct?
It depends on how many astronauts get put there. They launch when they fill up. So once three more astronauts appear there, that one's going to launch.
I see.
Unless it's forced to launch early.
Correct.
Right. Okay, so it's not that when we hit 0, they all launch no matter what.
No, they may actually sit there for the whole round, for this first round.
Okay.
Depending on what we do.
Okay, perfect. So the countdown is only an initiative countdown, really not a true...
Right, it's a countdown just so that you know who's doing what with their cards.
Okay, then that makes more sense.
Essentially. Alright.
Before we dive in, I'm getting more beverage.
That is fine, because I need to, figure out what I'm going to do here. Because I haven't read any of these cards, I don't know what they do. Okay. Wow, some of these are mean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just wait for Ian to get back, then we'll start. And then if we need, on the back, we've got a quick reference if we need to know what order things happen. Tell if that's crooked or sort of crooked. I guess we should probably also say where the ships are going. Not that a lot of folks know, but this one's going to Sinus Sabius, which is right here. This one's going to Phobos. This one's going to Mare Terrenium. I'm not Terrenum.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one's going to Sardis Major.
Syrtis, Marina.
Yeah. All right, are we ready to make our choices?
And one question: how do the destination tokens work again?
How do the what?
If you replace them.
So so if you put a destination token on something, it changes what the destination is of the ship.
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep, the ship will go elsewhere.
Okay.
All right. That's gonna be my play.
I might regret that, but that's okay.
Everybody play?
Mm-hmm.
All right, start the countdown.
9, 8, 7.
All right. So Ashley goes first.
Okay. So please two astronauts in one or two dock ships. So I can go to other.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can play. You don't even have to place them in the ship you started with. You can put. What does it say you can do?
You place two
One or
astronauts
two.
in up to two different dock ships.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could go Bing Bing if you want and have astronauts in three different
Yeah,
ships,
that's
or
what
you
I'm
can
gonna
put
do.
2 in one.
And either draw one event card or look at one discovery card and play.
There's no discovery card, so you
Yeah,
might as well just
so-
draw an event card. Remember,
Mhm.
keep it secret. That's
Right,
the
right.
Yep. Remember, they're missions, actions, and discoveries.
Okay.
And you use them when they basically tell you you can. Alright, Beth?
And this just goes away. So we don't reuse them.
Right, just put it aside, like make a discard pile for them. Alright, so these 2 launch.
That one doesn't.
This has. Oh, that one has 2. Sorry, this one has 3.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm super blind, but one goes off. Off it goes. Away.
Rather amusing.
Alright.
It's the other mission, starting mission that I didn't take.
So 6.
That would be me. Okay, so 2 astronauts and 2 different ships. I think it's a total. That's weird. All right, I need to check that because if it's a total of 2,
It's a total
I
of
must
2
put
astronauts.
one in each
One
ship?
in each ship. Yes.
is that how I'm doing it?
Yeah. If it's secret agent, right?
Yeah. 2
Yes.
astronauts in two it has to be in 2 different ships.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then force one to launch.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do. Da-da-da-da-da-da. This one and this one.
Okay, so that one
Wait a minute. Do I want
that
it
one
way?
launches.
No, I want to do. Sorry, I want to do a different thing. I want to do it this way, actually,
Okay.
because that will launch that,
Now
one
that one
automatically.
And now which
And
one
I'm
of
gonna
those you
force
want
this
to
one to launch?
Okay.
Yep. Complete waste of my time.
Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
If you have the one I think you
I'm
have.
not even gonna bother. Like it does nothing. I literally can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Travel agent?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I wasn't going to play that one.
What does a travel agent do?
It
You have
places
to be
3
on-
astronauts in the same dock ship.
Oh.
If there's not at least one dock ship with remember 3 or more astronauts, you ignore the effect.
So it does
If you had
That's cool.
actually just it wouldn't have mattered. No matter what you did because of what you played, I wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Yeah, if
So-
I put my purple on Vobos and let it launch, which I almost did. then
No,
you would've
because
been
it
able-
still wouldn't have mattered because you
Good
would have
for you.
manually launched my ship without it being on there. Because you could have actually put
Yeah, that's
one purple, and then manually launched my
launched
ship.
everything. Then
Mhm.
everything
And
would have been
then-
out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
All right, so now we
That was
land
the other one
our
I was
launched
looking at
ships.
playing.
So Sinus Sabius gets these two.
That's
That's nope. That's
Yeah.
sinus of Venus is probably.
Yep, and then that gets flipped. So this eventually will be ice.
and it doesn't get anything yet. Right?
Nope, not yet. That gets discarded because the ship landed. Then Mare Terrarimer.
Mare Tyrannosaurus Rex. Rah.
Yeah. Or Terrarium.
And that's more ice.
Yay! And then Certus Major.
Okay. Do we want to do them flat?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter because we're just counting number
Yeah,
of colors,
I mean,
so
they're-
I guess they can
I mean,
stay
they're
up.
cute, but
They are cute. But eventually it's going to get messy.
yeah.
And then that one flips over.
Ooh, pink
And
stuff.
that is Silverite.
Doesn't look good.
That's what it's called. It says Silverite. There's Ice, Solarium, and Silverite. Okay, so our stuff launched, and we draw new docked ships. This is an unknown destination.
Ooh.
Also, so is this. Interesting.
So do we get to choose where it goes?
Nope, I believe we have to play a character that chooses where it goes. Otherwise, they just sit there. Or launch somewhere. Like, yeah, as far as I'm aware, you can't... I'll double check just to be safe, but I don't think... destination token is used by the pilot effect. And by the player who places the first astronaut in a ship. You get to pick if you play the first astronaut in a ship.
Okay.
So that's a different story, sorry. Okay, so, and then we finished the... So we need to assign the new first player, which is going to be Ian, because he was the last one to go. So he gets to stay it, and then that goes up to the 2. Or the next... I don't want to say 2, because it doesn't always happen that way, but the next little triangle thingy.
Yes.
Which happens to be the 2. Alright. I just don't have to keep my missions in play. I'll get this out of the way. That stuff shows. It's a cute little game. I've got a couple games that I need to dust off and just play, you know what I mean, for the first time. But for a while, I didn't realize you could play up to 5 or 6 players with this game. I thought it was a 4-player game, so I could have played this a long time ago. Alright, has everybody played? Alright, so begin the
So
countdown.
9, 8, 7.
Okay, so I can place a total of 2 astronauts and 1 or 2 dock ships and either draw an event card or look at a discovery card in play. I'm gonna do... I'm gonna put 2 right here. And I need to go to wherever that is. Sinus something?
Thanasavius?
Yes.
You already are getting dice.
Thank you.
Oh, so when you get those blank ones, you can just pick one?
If you're the first person to place the astronaut there,
Okay.
you get to pick where it's going, because you're basically get on the ship and you're like, I need to go here. And then I can draw an event card, look at a discovery card and play, but there's no discovery cards, so I will do this. Wait a minute. Hang on, I just need to understand what the hell this means. Wow. It's a discovery token, but I don't know where to put it because there's nothing on the board yet. But it's interesting. You know what the hell? I'm going to put it in Maybertarium. Married that one. Just kind of slide it. Yeah, there we go. There. That is my turn.
Alright, so 6.
secret agent. Not. Where would you like to go on that ship? I just noticed that this is always a 4 ship so far.
It's gonna go into Orsini.
And then before we launch, we'll say where everything's going.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it doesn't matter. They'll know we put the astronauts there, so.
And they have to be in 2 different ships.
Vestitas
And
Borealis.
who's going to launch?
Nothing's launching. Oh, you get to launch one
I have to.
automatically.
I have to force one ship to launch.
You can just have your one dude go by himself to a Sonia.
Well, yeah.
You can do it with either of them. That'd be kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Ashley and I can go to Phobos.
Well, I kind of want to go to Phobos, but I didn't want to.
That's why I said Ashley and I could go.
Yeah.
If you want to launch us.
No.
This looks crooked, so apparently I did not fix that problem. Alright.
That's fine.
Continue.
So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding me?
You go first.
Okay. Well. Oh, that's just mean.
Do it.
Okay. So. Put one on Phobos
Which launches?
and one on.
Well, the only other one that
Yeah.
is locked.
And
Where is it gonna go?
I'm actually going to change Sinus Sabius to Mare Trutanium. Whatever that one is. I can't really see what it says, but.
So
I think that's what it originally was. Oh, wait, no.
definitely.
There you go. It's interesting.
Okay.
So he's making you deal with that.
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
I know. I just thought I found it amusing.
It's more along the lines of I'm giving myself another round of not being overwhelmed in that area so I can potentially try and get some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I have to
Because
go
right
here.
now I'm completely shut out of everything, so.
And it's a shotgun on one ship.
So you want to go someplace else instead?
Yes. I'm gonna go with this one.
Valley?
Yeah.
Valleys and Marinas. Alright, so this one? Okay.
Alright, so I think everything has launched, right?
Everything is
done their
launched.
stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so Alsonia. Give me that back too. Ooh, that I believe is Solarium. And then Phobos. More Solarium. There you go. We already know we have ice there. And then Villarsalilla.
Wow!
We don't know where in Barsoom we are going to jump.
And more ice.
Ice, baby.
That's what it is. That is true. Alright, so now we have Tritonus Sinus. And then Hillis. It's Hillis.
It's hella
You are now
cool.
first player,
And then Phobos.
because you acted last.
Oh, that's right, she did. It's kind of funny that it just goes clockwise. And then Phobos again. And then that needs to go up to the next. Turn the thingy to the next arrow. type deal. And, okay, we already did that. Where the hell is Hellas? Oh.
Where the hell is Hellas?
Sorry, that just seemed funny.
It's right above. It's surrounded by Titanus Sinus, actually.
Interesting. Tritonus Sinus is there. Okay, so there's nobody there yet. And then we got Phobos and Phobos.
Mhm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Have some Phobos.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Two of us have our pilots. We can go someplace else.
That's true.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I wonder where that actually did go.
Crap.
I want to know how they got cable going Overwatch.
Huh?
I know, right?
Oh,
Does kind of look like him. Actually, kind of looks like a fusion between Cable and Cyclops. Really,
the character's actually pretty cool. In
it's
it.
Cable
I
class.
haven't played it. Jet's played the beta. Alright.
Technically, I think I actually haven't. I don't know why I'm even doing this because I feel like Oh, it's because you get the full game and the Razorhead side. Because I have the beta access, I just haven't
Yeah.
played it.
It's so much PvP, so I'm like,
Yeah,
meh.
which I'm like, yeah, no.
I'm kind of torn as far as like Battleborn because I really like the story aspect of it, but I'm not sure how long it is.
Mm.
And then it's just straight up MOBA PvP after that, so I'm like, nope, Warframe for now. Okay, so countdown.
Okay. 10,
Starts with 9.
9, 8.
Okay, I'm going to place good old Dora. Alright, I forgot where everything is. So that has nothing, and then it's Phobos. So I'm going to go to Hellas.
Go to hell.
Go to Hellas! You got 3 moves on Mars with your astronauts. I'm going to take my 2 purples and put them right there.
I'm assuming you mean these two.
Yeah. And then...
And when it says Mars, it means actually Mars, not Phobos, right?
Correct, yeah, because Phobos isn't adjacent. You can't.
Right.
Literally, once you're on Phobos, you're just there.
You're stuck there.
And I could move a 3rd one, but I don't know if I want to.
Do you have to?
No,
It's
you
like
can move up to 3. But I'm just wondering if it's worth it just to see what's on the other thing. But
People are going to land on it eventually, so...
yeah, I think I'm just don't move on this turn necessarily. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay where it is. I'm gonna leave and not do a 3rd move.
Okay. So that was 8.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Ooh, da femme fatale.
So, put me on this. It's a 4 Phobos and a 3 Phobos?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A 3 Phobos.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
Kill somebody.
kill a purple on Phobos.
Ooh. Kill a purple Phobos.
And then that goes to the memorial.
That goes to the memorial.
Dun,
And
dun.
then Femme Fatale's done.
So
Wow. Okay.
that was 4,
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yep. Oh, she actually got to do it.
Well, yes.
You decided to launch us straight to hell.
Yes. I wanted to. That's what I was waiting for was several 4 cards. I knew I could get away with playing that one.
Yeah.
2.
I really wanted to go to Hellas.
Aw.
Aw.
You can move to Hellas once you get there.
Yeah.
You got plenty
So
of people
first
there.
I can place one in a docked ship.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
I guess I'll go to...
Go to Phobos and then change it to Hellas with your pilot next turn.
Yeah. And kill one astronaut on Phobos or an outer zone of Mars. Something tells me Ian wants to have a lot of people on Phobos.
I actually don't.
He wants enough to just get the resource, that's all.
I don't even care about that, to be honest with you.
I would hope you care about something, because you killed my astronaut to get there.
Something that has nothing to do with Phobos.
Well, it's...
You can-
Yeah, I'm just gonna knock
So you're gonna-
off one of those.
You're gonna
still
kill one of
tied.
his?
And,
Completely wrong.
So you're gonna kill him?
sorry.
Okay.
And move up to 3 of your astronauts from Phobos to any zone of monsters. I have 1, so I'm gonna move it,
So you are gonna leave him. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
to Hellas.
See? You get to go to Hellas. It's not that hard. You get there. Ice! Ice, baby. Mm-hmm.
That is just weird. Everything that does happen is weird.
Sorry.
It's okay, it's just weird.
Alright. So we all get to go to Hellas now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else launches.
Mhm.
And so now Certus Major is the new ship. Which I don't think...
It's where everybody
that's-
is.
Yeah, that's one of everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and then move the thingy up to the next arrow. And I believe you stay as the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Such a waste, but I'll do that.
Wow, I can hold 5.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I don't think I do with that. Maybe I should do that. Can never remember the number.
Right.
I know, me too. Oh, we ready?
Yep.
Alright, 9, 8.
Oh,
And move 1, 2, 3.
7, 6.
I forgot the number I have. Okay.
Yep, that's been the
I
name
played
of the
3 of the
game.
cards before I made my choice.
I'm gonna just destroy Phobos because meh. It's Phobos.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
4.
Alright, go first.
This one is not a docked ship. I go here.
Yep.
And it is only have at least one astronaut replace one opponent's astronaut of yours. So I want to be the only one here.
Interesting.
I was gonna move anyway. But
There you go.
okay. Because I was
My
overwhelmed, so
turn.
it didn't really matter.
I'm also going to search this major and I will kill 1 orange.
Are you replacing?
Yes, I am. Forgot that I could do that. Sorry. I was thinking it'll be eventually 2 and 2, but
Mm-hmm. Now it's gonna be
now it's
3.
like 3 and 2, so it's a better move than I thought.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you get the first player token.
Yes, I
Because you
do.
were last.
Okay.
Thank you. It was on 4 already, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.